Sup, y'all? Today it will be.
I walked into the jungle, and by 21 I walked out, and by God I was rich.
他有钱，他有钱，我的天，他好有钱。
Boys, you see what I was talking about? The greatest things can happen!
More like.
So, Mr. Burns, you're saying my dad has gone insane and thinks he's a god and broken off all contact with the outside world?
I told you so.
More like that. In fact, today we'll be reviewing a movie called Apocalypse Now that, well, involves the jungle, a guy going through it and going totally nuts while going through it, if you get what I mean, right? This review will be under 5 minutes because of viewer feedback and because of Jeremy Jones can do it, why can't we? TikTok, 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 right? Alright, Apocalypse Now is a 1979 epic war 3-hour movie that, and I mean epic, I really mean that. You have to watch it to get what I mean. Set at the height of the Vietnam War, and it's about a special forces soldier who's down on his luck and wants to get back in the game. And he gets a second chance to do that when he's assigned on a secret mission by the CIA to execute another special forces guy who's gone totally nuts in Cambodia, and that guy thinks he's a god and is worshipped by a tribe. That's the basic idea for the show, for the movie, sorry. Right. Now, this may seem like a simple premise, but in reality, the story is a lot more complex than that, and it contains a lot of themes like is war just, is the insane really insane, and so forth. These themes add a layer of thickness to the story and challenges the viewer's views on many of the issues that we face today and conflicts that arise in the world. Let's go back to the story now. Now, I may have given you guys the basic premise, but I won't tell you everything that went on and what happens in the end because you should find out that on your own. But we'll just say that as the story goes on, the special forces guy who's sent to kill the other guy starts really understanding that guy, and it kind of becomes him. But you'll actually understand what he goes through and his journey as the story goes on. This is an interesting concept in the story, as we stated earlier. Right, we're nearly halfway through. Let's talk some characters. There, to be honest, there's a lot of characters in this movie, and I mean a lot. I mean a lot. So we're just gonna cover the 3 main ones because that's the right idea, right? We're only gonna talk about 3. So starting off is Captain Benjamin L. Ward, played by Martin Sheen, who does a really great performance in this movie. He portrays a damaged special forces guy who wants to go back out there because he feels at home in the jungles of Vietnam during the Vietnam War, and he's a really great actor. He's a really great character. He starts off being kind of damaged, messed up, but then he really grows on you and so forth. Next up is Colonel Walter E. Kurtz. He's the guy who's gone nuts, and for all the hype that he gets, you don't really like when you see him. You don't really see him as kind of a bad guy towards the end. You'll get what I mean. And last but not least, we have Colonel William Bill Knight Kilgore, who commands the 1st Battalion, whatever, cavalry, blah blah, right? This guy is kind of funny, he's really funny, so his job is to transport Captain Benjamin to from a certain part of like the jungle to another part, and something really funny happens. So check that out, it's really funny, right? We're almost through. What did we think of this movie? Well, overall, if you're interested in war movies and epics and stuff like that, you'll love it. Even if you're not, it's still a good enjoyable time, right? We thought it was a pretty good movie with an interesting premise, great characters, and really interesting themes that challenges viewers' characters on a lot of issues that are going on today. So overall, we're gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10 because they could have done better, but despite that, it was a great experience. P.S. Before we go, check out the book Heart of Darkness because the movie is actually based on that book. We haven't read the book yet, but we hear that it's pretty good. So check it out, and thanks for tuning in for a review by the World Times. Join us next time for another review. Goodbye and farewell.